The final part of the Project DPro Practitioner Certification process is section 3, Giving Back. In this section, what we are trying to do is to encourage you to share good examples of the work that you've been doing as you have been applying the different ideas and tools of project management to your own context. There are 3 things that we are asking you to do. The first thing is to share a case study. So this is the first of the activities, followed by sharing a tool and finally some top tips. In the case study, all we want you to do is to share a case study of some of the work that you've been doing. What have you been applying? How did you get it to work? How have you made project management ideas from Project DPro work in your context? Maybe you've been working with local partners. Maybe you've changed the way that a country program manages its projects. Maybe you've turned around a single project. Whatever it is, we're looking for a case study to highlight that. You can make it interactive, you can use video, you could even make the case study a video. That's entirely up to you. So that's the first part. The second part is more about tools. As you know, in Project DPro, there are a wide range of different tools. So what we would like you to do is to take an example of one of the tools that you've been using, and maybe you've taken a risk register, for example, and you've modified it to get it to work in your context. Upload it, please. And if you have made any modifications, could you share a little bit about what you've modified and why you've modified it? What we're trying to do throughout this section is get examples of good practice so that by collaborating together, we find ways of developing a library, if you like, of good examples, built out examples and case studies of work around project management that people have been doing, and that will hopefully help newer project managers to get started. The final section, top tips, very short, and it's the last thing we're going to ask you to do, is just share a few pieces of advice. What would you like to have been told when you were starting out in your career? What advice would you like to have had from a more experienced project manager? So we're looking for some 1 tip, 2, 3, 4, whatever you like, but some pieces of advice. And then again, hopefully we will be able to collate these, bring them together, and eventually publish them in a guide for project managers in the sector. And when you've done that, you're done. We will then be examining your learning record in Curator. If there are any gaps, we'll get in touch. And then we will send that to PM for NGOs so they can process the certification. And it's worth saying, by this stage, well done and many congratulations for getting this far. Many thanks. It's been a pleasure to work with you over the last couple of months and look forward to hearing stories of your successes.